Welcome to the Island Wealth Show. My name is Runy and today I'm with you on another episode to help you create wealth. So the topic today is going to be BRICS again, and let me tell you right away, artificial intelligence is going to affect your life whether you want it or not, and I'm going to prove it to you in just some seconds. Today I created a film and I posted on LinkedIn right away, and I created it in just 15 minutes. So let me just show you my film that I created today. This is the film. This is the post I created today on my LinkedIn profile, and I just put this film in there. You can watch it yourself. But what you will see is that this is very, very easy. I don't need any editor anymore. I don't need copywriting. Look at this. Look at the videos and everything. And by the way, the person speaking is not me. It's a clone. It's a digital twin of myself. So imagine having this, talking about solar power, talking about the Caribbean dream lifestyle. Imagine this, and I'm going to talk to you about this. China, if you have not heard it, China, DeepSeek, is a very, very innovative in artificial intelligence. My name is Runy, and why would you want to talk to me? Why would you want to listen to me? Okay, I'm going to give you today a peek behind the scenes of how artificial intelligence is done, what is the framework they are working on, how it is done. But you just saw an application. You just saw a simple way that a video editor app on my mobile phone can help me produce a video with a message to my community, Island Wealth, in just 50 minutes. And I'm going to talk to you about how this is. Imagine you are a video editor like my friend Farley in the Caribbean. Imagine you are a film producer just like me. I'm a film producer. I produce short documentaries with my company Cura Piedra Film Productions. Every year we compete at the 48 Hours Film Festival on Curacao in the world, and I use these techniques for myself in my business, in my online business. If you are a copywriter in the Caribbean, or if you are a mother and you are a copywriter, you can be a cameraman. What does it mean when the app can do everything? What does it mean when the app can help me? Now, let me go back to the post to show you. Let's discuss this. So the first thing that's going to happen is that it's going to impact you. It's going to impact you. Your job is going to change. Maybe, let me make this a little bit bigger. Your job can change. Your income might be wiped out. You will be disrupted for sure. What will happen is basically that all the money is going to go to the producer of this app. Okay? What else can happen? You can invest in these types of companies. Right away, this is for educational purposes only. I'm not giving you investment advice, anything, but I'm just opening your mind to show you that you can invest these companies, because you can buy any stock you want. If you are living in the Caribbean area, if you are living in the USA and watching this Canada, you, instead of saving your money on a savings account getting 3%, you can invest in the artificial intelligence companies that are public. And by investing in that while you are living in the Caribbean, it means that your wealth will be affected positively. Remember that. It doesn't mean that your job can go away or the job of others. but your wealth can go up positively because in your stock portfolio, you now have a company, artificial intelligence, that is producing earnings, that is producing sales. Everybody is moving there, while the video editors, the copywriters are getting less and less money above. Maybe the film producers get less money, the video editors. Everything is flowing to the company. That's what is going to happen. You understand? So at the one hand, you will see people losing their jobs, losing their sales, businesses in this that are focused on editing, that have multiple cameras and expensive cameras. I know these people on Curacao. Also, you might know them in the Caribbean. These people, they have invested in cameras in all kinds of brands, and now they see that there is less opportunity. Why? Because everything is being done by the app. Because the app can artificially help me do the job in 50 minutes. And I am not married to any video editor, any copywriter, any production company. I want the job to be done. You see here, basically, this can happen. Now, if you want to take action on this, if you are a policy director in a small island economy, you might be a policy director at the Ministry of Economic Development, Sustainable Development, Ministry of Finance, whatever. You want to understand what this will impact your business, then you can book a call with me. You can apply so that we can discover how this can impact your island. Now, if you are just a business executive, you might be owning a company and you want to invest in artificial intelligence, you want to know what is happening in there, then you can also apply to book a call. I say apply to book a call because there are conditions. It is free, but I have to be very mindful of my time and your time. And I want to select only the people that I think can match. If you are, for instance, these people, you can attract artificial intelligence companies. Imagine somebody going to Turks and Caicos, to Antigua and Barbuda, to Jamaica, setting up their businesses over there. That means for your country, for your island, it means more sales because those people are now producing these apps on your island while they are living remotely. They have a nomad team. They come to your villa. They come with 5 people. They stay 6 months in your villa, and they are producing apps because we have high internet connections in the Caribbean, and everybody is going to enjoy the stay in Curacao, in Aruba, Turks and Caicos, Dominica. That is how you can attract this business. Okay? That's a way to diversify your economy because you are not only reliable on tourists from the United States or cruise tourists that are coming to your shores and spending only $70, but you are bringing a whole team of maybe 10 people, 5 people in a luxury villa. They have their swimming pool in there. They can relax in the afternoon, and then they can go upstairs and then code, and then it doesn't matter because those people, they produce software. Do you see what I'm talking about? If you see what I'm talking about, please comment, and I will be bringing you maybe in the show. Another thing is that we can also we can brainstorm. I have an experience called the Caribbean Strategic Board Room Experience, and the experience means that we are going to gather with your 15 project members, with your staff, and we are going to brainstorm. It doesn't matter where your staff is. Your staff can be in the Caribbean. And I'm talking to you, business executives, or I'm talking to you, policy directors at the Ministry of Economic Development. I'm talking to you, the private sector in the Caribbean who wants to be ahead of the curve. We are going to create a Caribbean strategic boardroom experience, and we can set up a project and we can discuss this, and we can run a pilot of maybe 2 months where we're going to help you. I'm going to help you manage the project. I'm going to help you discover what are the opportunities with artificial intelligence, and I'm going to be side by side part of your team. You don't have to have any project management tools, whatever. I'm going to help them. It doesn't matter if your team is remote, if your business partner is in the United States, but you are living in the Caribbean, and all these people can join the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom Experience, and we can execute the project. Okay, as you see, it is work in progress. So you might be looking at the film and say, hey, Runy, I don't believe it. It doesn't look like you. I do not care. I do not care. Why don't I care? Because you have to have the mindset. You have to have the mindset of experimenting constantly. Okay? So I just showed you exactly how I do it. Look at the film, look at the video, go to my LinkedIn page, look at the video, and you will see it is not perfect. It's not ready yet, but you will see where it is going. So if you are asleep, I'm talking to you directly right now. If you are asleep and you think, I'm a labor union, my people will never be disrupted because we use tools and we are in the construction business. I'm telling you, artificial intelligence can create a whole house, 3D print it, customize it, while your people in the construction business building with bricks are going to be disrupted. If you're thinking, okay, I'm in agriculture, I am on the fields, my business is producing vegetables in Jamaica, nothing is going to happen. I'm telling you, I already create experiences. I'm experimenting with experiences where I grow tomatoes, and every day the artificial intelligence can just measure the temperature, measure how the temperature is, measure all kinds of stuff in the soil, and then drip the water. You understand what I'm saying? So artificial intelligence will help you affect your agriculture. If you are in the retail, boom, retail, all those importers, like my friends, importing all kind of medicines, your competitor is going to create a warehouse where everything is being done by artificial intelligence. The forecasts are going to be created by artificial intelligence. It's going to be tied to an app. Everybody has an app, and if I have some medicine, the artificial intelligence will understand and will lower the costs of buying stuff, of buying the medicines, of ordering that. And then there will be no people in there looking for the medicines, but artificial intelligence can do that. If you order something from Amazon, it's already being done, because this iPhone, if I ordered it from Amazon, a robot, artificial intelligence, is going to pick it up and then send it to me within 1 or 2 days. So I want you to just look at again my opportunity, and the opportunity is basically very easy. If you want to take action, you will click here on this link, and let me see if I can share the screen right now. Senior project managers, if you want to qualify, I have some things to tell you. 3 things. You have to have a project team of at least 15 people. So it could be partners, it could be business people in your team, at least 15 people. Because it has to be a little bit complex. I can work with you one by one, but I'm giving this opportunity to book a call with me for free, and I'm investing my time in that, so I'm allowed to give some criteria, and the criteria is easily you have at least 15 people in your organization, not the remote people, but in your organization. The second thing is you have a new project idea. It's not like you are already doing artificial intelligence and you are at the end of it and you want me to come in or discover your opportunity. That's not going to work. I want a fresh idea, a fresh business idea, a fresh thing. So it's going to be a new project. That's the second condition. And the third condition is that you are open for new ideas. You have to have an open mindset. If you already know everything and you don't want to take no recommendation, you don't want to answer any questions when I'm going to press you to discover what is the problem in your process. You don't want to know more about the root causes. You don't want to know more about the future, the potential future. You don't want to do anything. If you don't have the patience for 1 or 2 hour free discovery call with me, then please do not apply. But if you are, just click on bit.ly/Monday-Senior-Project Managers. So you are a senior project manager, and then click in there. You will get a simple, what you will get is a simple, let me put a QR code also in there. And what you will get is a simple questionnaire. And if you answer the questions, you will get a meeting with me. But if you do not apply, then you will get maybe less hours, 30 minutes. But if you apply, if you have more than 15 project team members in your organization, if you have a new project that you want to start, if you are open, and if you want to do things this year, if you have a plan for the future years, please do not apply if you want to take action, because artificial intelligence is going to be very, very fast. Now, what you will see is you will get these questions, and I'm looking for people who have to start running projects. You have more projects to run, so it's complex. It's not only one project, but it is a transformation. And you have a team of 15 people. Describe your idea, mention this, and you might get a way to book a place in my calendar. Okay, that's it. So now let's move to the next segment, and the next segment is going to move to the data. It's going to move to data, because I'm going to show you exactly what data we have been looking at, and you will see that there are some trends going on in the BRICS that are very, very interesting for people in the Caribbean. Okay, how does it work? The app that I just showed you, I don't know where it has been built. Maybe it is in the United States, but there is DeepSeek, and DeepSeek is a company in China. China is part of the BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Indonesia, Egypt, Iran, United Arab Emirates. So the BRICS is expanding, and I promised you that I'm going to look at the data. And I just want to update you where we are. And then there is an experience that we are going to create also for this. We are talking about a 16 week, so 4 months experience for 50 people, 50 business executives in the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom meeting, where we're going to analyze the BRICS and we're going to analyze opportunities, threats. What is this about? If you are focused only on the United States, then your tourism business, your business in the Caribbean might be a very, very threat. Why? Because China and the BRICS are becoming the top of the world economically, population, health, wealth, while the United States and the G7 is the countries, the six countries surrounded by the United States. These bloc, they are competing with each other. So it's United States against China, and it's G7 against the BRICS. Now in the BRICS we already have a lot of population, and that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you first the data that I have been collecting of the BRICS, and then I'm going to show you the numbers, and the numbers come from the IMF, International Monetary Fund, because I based my decisions and my bets and my investments, I base them on data. So if you want to look with me, I'm going to show you now the spreadsheet. You see? What's this spreadsheet about? Welcome to the dashboard. In the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom meeting, we discussed data based on dashboards, based on actually data about the country. So here you see a database that I've been collecting, and the database consists of many spreadsheets, and all these spreadsheets are a certain topic. If you want to talk about the industry of the BRICS, here you have the summary from 2014 till 2023. So very recently, the data of 2024, we are waiting for them to be putting them in there. My artificial intelligence agents will be putting them. My virtual assistants will also do certain things. My human virtual assistants. But what you see here is the data. We have all the data about the BRICS, the relevant data. We have the data that the leaders of the BRICS are discussing. So thank you very much for the statistical offices of the BRICS nations for producing the BRICS Joint Statistical Publication, the version 2024, and thanks for providing this data. These people have done a great job to add this. So here I present to you the exact data that the leaders of the BRICS, the senior leaders of the political leaders and the business executive leaders that they have. Now look at what they have. All kinds of production indices, petroleum. This is the industry of these people, of these nations. You see here, United Arab Emirates didn't produce this indicator, but we have Iran, we have South Africa. They are producing electricity, all kinds of indicators. So the first thing I want to tell you is Caribbean nations, if you want to do business with the BRICS, make sure, let me put it in there. Make sure that you can show your own data. No, it doesn't make sense anymore to tell these people, hey, I don't have the data myself, because they're going to laugh at you. They're going to tell you, the same as we have jointly produced our data about the industry, we want you We expect to you Caribbean, CARICOM, OACS, all kinds of clubs, organizations in Caribbean. We want you to jointly produce this data for us. Otherwise, we are not going to invest in the Caribbean. We're not going to do any business with you. So this is strategic, people, and we are. I'm going to give you a taste of the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom already. This, what I'm telling you right now, is what I tell my investors, my private high net worth investors, my senior policy advisors, my head of departments of ministries, secretary generals, my inner circle, the people who pay high tickets for my programs. That's what I'm telling them. I'm telling them, one, make sure that you create this data, that you jointly create this data. So St. Martin, Aruba, Turks and Caicos, the Eastern Caribbean islands, Grenada, Antigua, Barbuda, Dominica, whatever, don't wait for all the other people. Make sure you have your data, your statistical office have this data. The same as the data we are looking at here. Okay? So, that's the data. So make sure you have this data, and make sure, let me put that thing away, make sure you have this data about your industry. How is it doing? And I'm telling you, I have been researching and supporting Caribbean islands for 30 years. I also worked in the Netherlands, in Europe, for a United States company. And I love working for United States companies because they are very, very clear in their objectives. This data is not relevant. It's relevant, but we don't have this data. Put this on the agenda in the Caribbean. Okay, what do you see in this data? You see here all the countries. You see the indicators, and then you have for each country, let me look at China. For each country, you have specific indicators about their main industrial products. Look at that, coal. So you get a feeling of how their industries are producing, or how many million tons. Mobile phones. You see how many mobile phones do we have? I think this is basically, can this be 1. Yes, this is at least million, but it can be, I think, 1.5 billion. Probably this is. Yes, because it's a million and then times 1,000. You see here? 1.5 billion. So if you are testing something with mobile phones, like that app we just saw, with the app of the designing and editing that video, that company, if they broadcast this app in the China, they are already, if they take like 1% of this market, they are already very, very good. Imagine the Chinese people start using this app. You have a potential of this amount, 1.5 billion mobile phones. Washing machines. If you want to put artificial intelligence in your washing machines, then China has 104 million washing machines. 104 million washing machines. How much does Europe have? We might be looking at that. Okay, so you see here that we have detailed data of the industries of the BRICS, of every country. If you want to look at Brazil, which is closer to the Caribbean, and let me just talk to you right away. There are many, many people, and they say we're going on a trip to Brazil. And then you see politicians going with a team of 5 cabinet members and all kinds of people from the relationship, mostly on the prime minister, of the cabinet of the prime minister. They go to Brazil. They go, imagine, they go from Aruba to Suriname, or they go from Antigua and Barbuda to Brazil. It's good, but you can do everything, most of the things you can do online. Maybe you have to shake hands one time. But do the people of the Caribbean pay you for shaking hands, or do they pay you for delivering results? And the results are that you might be going to Brazil. Instead of going to Colombia, instead of going to Dominican Republic, instead of going to somewhere else, you go to Brazil. Why? Because Brazil is part of the BRICS. If Brazil grows to the BRIC, their trade relationships, then you will also can grow with the Brazil. You see here, so I'm putting this not to bash anybody. You can go on trips and everything, but it's not only a trip to shake hands to make an agreement. You can do a lot of things online, and then you keep your cost low, and then you offer greater value. Let me talk to you about that. I want to visit all the islands. I want to visit 57 islands that in the world that I create macroeconomic models for. But if I can keep my costs low by talking to you, by delivering you this experience online, Caribbean strategic boardroom experience online, I can reduce my costs and I can do it more efficiently, and at least I'm not competing with an artificial intelligence version of Runy that can do it easier for me. You understand? So there is a strategic reason why I do many of the things online. I can reach many people. There's a strategic reason why I'm giving you this show. So let's go back to the screen. Let's go back to the next one, Brazil. We can go to India. It's another big one. This is the industry. Now, this is the industry of India. You see the same sectors. Now let's look at another indicator, which is indicator about the ICT sector. So for that, I'm going to go to the right, and I'm going to show you the ICT sector, which is section number 12. Let me see. About 12. This is the ICT sector. So here you see I named the tables. Here it starts, table 12, a different color, and it is the ICT sector. So information communication technology. Look at them. Look at how many telephone lines they have, number of subscribers, number of internet users per 1,000 inhabitants. Those are the indicators that you want to collect if you are living in the Caribbean, if you are in the Eastern Caribbean region, Turks and Caicos, Jamaica, Curacao, St. Martin. These are the indicators. So make sure you create a joint statistical publication for the Caribbean. And if you are a business executive working at the Chamber of Commerce, shout out to Mr. Jude Houston, my friend, CEO at the Chamber of Commerce of St. Martin. You need to talk to your government to make sure that you focus on these data. I know that for Curacao, the regulatory company, organization, the regulator, that they publish a report every year. But we want this data. So that's what you have here there. You see BRICS, you see Brazil, you see China, and I'm working on that. You see all these indicators. If you have any questions, let me know. Let me know. So you see, we are based on data. So what am I going to do with this data? What I'm going to do with this data, I want to give you an idea. What I'm going to do is I'm creating a 16-week experience for discussing the economies of the BRICS versus United States. First, I thought, let's discuss only the economy of the United States, because I'm reading a lot about the United States, and there is one scenario where they say that the United States economy is trending downwards because there is a lot of debt, there is a lot of problems, and now the president is putting tariffs, and I already showed in one of the previous episodes how that can impact your economy. Check that episode out there. I showed how, with a simple economic model of Curacao, what will happen if you raise the tariffs. Okay? That's why I use my models for also. So I'm building the economic model of United States, and I'm analyzing the BRICS economies. Why am I doing that? Why is it beneficial for you? Because if you are focused on the economy of United States, I can already tell you, because I have these figures, that the main part, maybe 90%, 80 to 90% of your tourists are coming from the United States. Your cruise tourists, they board in Miami and they come to you. If the United States economy, something happens, your inflation is coming from the United States inflation, because all your products are being imported from the United States. So imagine a scenario where the United States and the role of the dollar decreases in the world. Imagine that in the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom meeting experience, we can go much deeper and you can ask me questions. But imagine that economy goes down. It will not happen tomorrow, but imagine it goes down in the next 10 years. And you are completely focused on that economy. While in the BRICS, China is growing, surpassing potentially United States. They are surrounded themselves. There is the growth. What you will see is that investors will move there. The money will move there. The new apps will be created there in the China, in the Eastern Caribbean, in China, in India, in United Arab Emirates. There is a lot happening in Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates. They are investing heavily in artificial intelligence. So this, whether you are a business executive, whether you are a policy advisor, whether you are a private investor, whether you are earning your money and you have savings, but you want to invest and you want to say, what do I need to do? What is my best bet? We can run scenarios. We can run simulations. So what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to show you what I'm building and how you can join. What I'm doing is, from Curacao, I'm building an experience, and what you need to do is join the VIP launch as a founder for free. Click on that link, and then you will be informed for the 16-week experience. You will receive lifelong updates on the USA economy. And this is just for you to scan. Nothing to do today, just scan it, and I will notify you as soon as this experience is open. So what I'm going to do is, everybody in the VIP launch, we are serving cocktails in there right now. You join for free, put in your name, email. When you click here, you will go to a page, see a beautiful woman, my assistant in the top. You will click, and then you will be notified whenever that program is open. And the program is only available for 50 people. This is being sent to all the people in the world. My show is being watched to all the people in the Caribbean, all in the world. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Nostr. Nostr is a new technology. And shout out to the people of Nostr, the Bitcoin community on Nostr in my network. And then what you will do is, for free, you get into the launch. And you will receive more information as soon as that program is open. Let me go back and change something. I want to show you, we saw already the Excel spreadsheets. And now in the last episode, because I want to, in the last section of this, program, I want to stay within 1 hour. I'm going to show you the data science framework. What is the data science framework? If you are in Excel and you want to create graphs, you want to analyze stuff very, very easily. Imagine we have all those 10 nations in the BRICS. We have all the 10 nations, and we want to analyze the ICT sector of Brazil, Russia, India, China, Iran, South Africa, Indonesia. I'm not going to do that by creating a graph hand by hand. First, I used to let my virtual human assistants in the Philippines create these graphs for me. And now, because I've disrupted my company myself by automating with the Python programming language, and I've moved away from this Excel spreadsheet to something else. You understand? I moved away from this Excel spreadsheet to something else, something differently. Something differently, and let me show you that. Boom. Do you see that? This is another framework where you can do artificial intelligence and you can program. If you have been following me, you already know this framework. So, what do I want to tell you? If you are a business in the Caribbean, you have 15 more people, you have a sales organization, you have a social media presence, you have LinkedIn, you have Facebook, you have Instagram. You could be in any sector in the Caribbean economy, construction, retail, hotels. You could be in agriculture. If you have a presence on LinkedIn, you need to communicate something. If you have customers, then you need to process your orders and everything. You could be in the importing sectors, importing medicine. You could be in the construction. You can use this. How can you use it? It's a way to move away from spreadsheets and gather data quickly, process the data quickly. Now, an artificial intelligence agent is just something like this, but has maybe 1 billion parameters, 1 billion indicators. I'm studying DeepSeek because the code of DeepSeek is the artificial intelligence agent. I'm studying DeepSeek. In the next episode, I will show you something about that. But I'm studying DeepSeek already because the code is open. So then you can just look at the code and understand it. So the world is basically that everybody will be having their own artificial intelligence models working for them. They are called large language models because they can process large number of text and also of data. Let's look at this. What are you seeing here? So let's move now from the Excel spreadsheet of China and China BRICS, and let's now focus on the data for instance, population and the data for the economy, the growth of the economy. Suppose we want to focus on those two indicators. How large is the population of the BRICS, and how large is the economy of the BRICS. I can go to the spreadsheet and look at that parameter, or I can import all that data into this framework. I can also get the data in this framework from another place. In this case, the database of the International Monetary Fund. So we are not looking anymore. Let me show you. We are not, if you are working in a system that, as a policy director of the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development in the Eastern Caribbean, Turks and Caicos, in a Chamber of Commerce, if you have in the policy department and you are looking for data to type it in, the artificial intelligence is going to catch up and then going to disrupt your business. And ultimately, you cannot keep doing that because the government will say, hey, we have to reduce the number of people because we don't have any payments anymore. You see, I'm already there. I'm already talking about the impact on your economy, on your job, on your family. So what I'm talking to about, if you are only processing data in the old-fashioned way, by typing it in, by looking for data, by constantly telling, oh, we don't have the data, talk to me, contact me, get into the VIP launch, and then ask your question there. You can email me. You will be receiving some information from me when you are at the VIP launch. Book a call with me for your project, and then we can discover that. I will show you certain things. How does it work? How does it work? How it works is, I'm going to show you now the data about Italy. Boom. Look at that, the government debt of Italy. Why is that? Because I have put this data of Italy, and I put it in a table, and this table creates a graph. But it creates a graph, and then I improved the data that I now will get the table. So if you have been following me, I have already created this magic graph, the code, and the code, I teach this code to my people. If you are in a Caribbean strategic boardroom with me, experience, I will teach you that data. I will teach you the code. I will give you the code. It's a paid program, but I will teach you this, how I do this. Okay? And then every time my code is improved, for the future, you will get a subscription and you will get an upgraded code. But maybe you don't want to have the code, you want to understand how it is done, then you can follow my Python Island Wealth Python Management Program. That's another program that's going to be open soon. And it is for a limited edition. You will get 6 weeks. And during that 6 weeks, you can basically understand this. You send your best policy advisor, your best employee. If they are already familiar with Excel, I will teach them and transform them and give them back to you after 6 weeks, and they will be able to do this. Basically, they will be able to get the data out of your database and do that. So I'm telling you a lot of things. We talked about the experience of creating and building the economic model of USA versus the BRICS. 2, I told you that you can join a program, a project to discover your process with artificial intelligence. And now I'm telling you there is also a program with Python Island Wealth Management, because it's about managing your wealth and creating digital assets with artificial intelligence. And that program, the last program, you will learn this. So if you are looking well, you are looking that Island Wealth cares about your wealth. We at Island Wealth, what we do, What we do is we give you the tools and the knowledge and the vision. We help you clarify your vision, how to get more wealth. And wealth doesn't mean only money. Wealth means wealth in your pocket, wealth in your heart, wealth in your mind, wealth in your body. That's what wealth means. Okay, so you have seen that we now produce a table. If I want this for Italy, I don't want the table, I want this. Now, what is this data about? This data is about, the first data was about the debt of Italy. So you don't want this to increase, but the debt is about 131 million, basically. Is it 131 million? We don't know if it is in millions. Let me see. Oh, this is percentage. So this is a percentage of the percentage of the debt. Percentage of GDP. So this is the debt in percentage. You do not want this to be higher than 100%. Basically, it needs to be lower than 60%. Italy, I don't know if they are part of the G7. United States is big. Big debt. Now, I want to move to Indonesia, because Indonesia was the last country that joined the BRICS, and in the joint statistical publications of the BRICS, we didn't have data for Indonesia yet in the edition of 2024. So that's why I use other frameworks to get the data of Indonesia. If I click here and I show Indonesia, you will see how the population of Indonesia has been developing during the last years. So Indonesia has 130 million people. That's a big country joining the BRICS. You understand? We already have the debt. And now I want to create, let me see, this one. I create Indonesia again. And what is this Indonesia? This is the population. You see, this is the population, because LP is the population, Indonesia, and table. So look at this. I'm giving this magic thing, I'm giving them some parameters, and the parameters are population, Indonesia, the country name, and I'm telling him, give me the table. And then, boom. Once you print this, you will see the table. Now imagine this is the population. Let me see. So this is the population. I just said the indicator above was not the population. This is the population of Indonesia. 294. So maybe this is a little bit smaller than the United States. Let's look at United States. Let's look at the United States. So let me just try to do this. Let me look at the United States. So what I'm doing here is just to show you live and testing if it works. This is USA population, USA, and then I'm going to, this is not Indonesia, but it's USA, and I want a table, and I'm going to test live, is this works or not. It can go wrong, but then I'm going to print this USA population now. So I'm going to print this USA population. I'm going to print this USA population, see what I get. Okay, here is the USA population. So USA population is 336 million in 2024, is projected to grow to 338 And these projections are from the IMF. So we have 336 million in the USA and compared to 280 million in Indonesia. Boom. There you have it. This is how we use it. These things, we focus in a specific topic and we go down in the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom experience. And during the experience about the BRICS and the United States economies, we're going to do this during 16 weeks because I want to deepen your knowledge about this. Right. So now we have China. Let's look at the China. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting the population China table and let's look at the China. So look at China. We are already at 1.4 billion. China is much bigger than the United States. While the United States has about 336 million, China has 1.4 billion. That's about 4 times the United States population. So what do you think? If you have 4 times the population, they are growing faster than you, what will happen? They will catch up. They will catch up. And if they have other nations like Indonesia together with them, so let's define China-Indonesia population, and we're going to put China population and Indonesia population, and then we're going to add them together. And then look at this. So China and Indonesia is 1.6 billion. So here you see how we use that. We don't go to Excel spreadsheet. We don't go easily back and forth to make a graph. We can make a graph instantly with this. We just do these things strategically. Of course, I will prepare these things for you when we are doing these sessions, but this is what you have here. Okay, so what am I doing? What I'm doing is I'm just analyzing here and getting to the whole population of the whole region, the BRICS. That's what I'm doing here. I'm adding these population together. I'm adding these population together, and basically at the end, you will see an analysis of China and Indonesia, and then at the end, let me see. We already did this, and at the end I have the 10 nations of the BRICS here. I defined the 10 nations of the BRICS, including Indonesia, and now I'm just checking up this whole economy. And I already did this, and if you are part of my team, if you are part of my experience, if you are subscribed to my experience, this is what it is about. You will get these kinds of information, and you will get this data. It's taking a while because it's producing everything, right? But you will get these kind of data, and then basically, boom, here you see a spreadsheet, not a spreadsheet, but you see a table with all this data in there. The only thing I need to do is I need to add the total, and then this is the total population of all the BRICS nations. Brazil, China, the average, Indonesia, South Africa. This is, I think this is Saudi Arabia. No, this is United Arab Emirates. Ethiopia, Iran, Egypt, Russia, Here, we don't have Russia in these years. That's the none. But we already have this population. So you can get this thing totally. And now, the last thing I want to show you is I want to show you another thing. Now that we got the population, the next thing you want to see is the growth of the economy. How big are these economies? Because if you can combine the BRICS in one table, and if you can combine the G7 in one round table, we can start analyzing these. So the next thing I'm going to show you, the same as I did with the population, now I can get another indicator, which is the GDP, gross domestic product. For the people there, if you want to collect the gross domestic product right now of all these nations, or one particular nation, for instance, Colombia, you are going with a business trip to Colombia, to Dominican Republic, to Brazil. What you would do is you would go to tables, analyzing, taking PDFs, typing it in. It takes 5 weeks. 1 or 2 senior policy advisors would need to go and take 5 weeks to add that. You are not fast enough. If you have a meeting with the BRICS and they want to talk to you, you need to have your data, you need to have your artificial intelligence framework, because then you can convert that meeting into an opportunity, which is wealth. If you are not on that level, contact me. It's not a problem, because we can help you, train you, give you, and I can also help you, support you in the background while you focus on the data. I'm not saying that you need to know everything, but if you choose, like, I want to stay easy, but I want to be able to make a meeting call tomorrow, next week, and give me all the data that I'm needing. I'm needing these and these indicators because it's going to be about this topic. Then, if you are living in the Caribbean, you are on one of the Eastern Caribbean islands. There are 8 Eastern Caribbean islands: Dominica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Turks, Grenada, Antigua Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla. If you are one of those islands, Turks and Caicos, Jamaica, Curacao, St. Martin, then we are already, those are the 12 islands. We already collect them and we are broadening this scope. But if you want all the world, right, we have specific indicators. If they are available, we can help you. But it's not about the indicators, it's about how the indicators will help you create more wealth for your nation, for your people, for your business, for your family. I want to go out and then show you the data of the GDP. So we are testing this GDP of the BRICS, and you see here, this is the gross domestic product, what those countries, what they produce in 1 year. So already this is very valuable. This is in billions. So you see that, let's see, China, if we go this one, China, you see China started about 300, I think this is in billion, 303 billion. I will put the unit in here. And then China is going to 23, no, this is trillion. So China is going to 23 trillion. 23 trillion. Right now, China is at 18, let's say 18 trillion. 18 trillion US dollars. 19 trillion projected. So this is growth. But this This is 18 trillion, but it was not that much. Look at this, where China come from. So China has been from, I think, from 24 years, one generation, China moved quickly up. China moved quickly up. So I'm going to use this to give you an indication that we have already all these nations. What I'm going to do, of course, is I'm going to add these things up to a total and then put it into a graph for you. And once you put it to a graph, you already know what's going to happen. I'm going to compare it with the G7, and maybe later I'm also going to create one of these for Europe. All right, so if you want the experience to 16-week discuss this data about the United States versus the BRICS, it's open for 50 investors. The only thing you need to do now is join the VIP launch, and that is you're raising your hands and telling me, I want to know more. It is free right now to join the launch. You open your iPhone if you're looking at this at the desktop. Scan that, put your name, email. I will not spam you. I will only notify you when this opportunity is open. You can also click on bit.ly/USA-macro-investment.model. It's about the investment model, but of course it's about using the investment model, using it to invest in your wealth, to invest in the country of your wealth, the business, etc. I want to say, how do we invest? How do we think about the investments? We see assets. It could be Bitcoin, it could be stocks, it could be a luxury villa, or you can invest your money in in a savings account. Those are investments, and then we go from the country level to the sectoral level to what is happening in that sector, like we showed you today, ICT, industrial sector, and then we move down to the particular companies, and we show you the particular companies that are possible. And we're not advising you to invest anything because we don't know your particular situation. Nothing is financial advice. We are here for educational purposes only. And then I'm going to show you what is possible, and you make your own decision. So that's what I want to show to you. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, just ask this question. I'm moving to the left here because I have to do it myself. I might be automating this. Thank you very much. You have seen today how a simple app with an artificial intelligence on it has helped me edit a video and produce a video in just 15 minutes. I have gone with you on China, BRICS, ICT, industrial sector, and I showed you how we have data, and then we moved back to the data science framework, where I showed you how you can move out of spreadsheets into the new world of data science, artificial intelligence, etc., and how quickly it is. And I also gave you some recommendations that you need your joint Caribbean data. You need your joint Caribbean data set, because if you don't have that, your joint Caribbean statistical publications like the BRICS, then you will not be able to transact with the BRICS because they already have their data. If you are living in a BRICS and you want more information, you are also interested in the United States economic model versus the BRIC, you want to understand the United States economy based on figures, you want to invest in the Caribbean, you want to know more about the Caribbean region, contact me. Okay, that's it. I'm going out. Thank you very much.